Hello, everybody. Welcome to another review. Today we are reviewing Seinfeld Season 1 from 1989 to 1990. Gave this a rating of 3 out of 5. Viewed this in December of 2014 and also recently in 2020. There's no doubt that Seinfeld is a work of genius. The reruns never get old because so many reasons. Most importantly, they demonstrate how relatable the content is to the quotidian real life, with same complaints about how the real world is run by weird, unwritten societal rules. When Seinfeld finally caught the public's eye by large during the fifth season or so, it actually was never in the top 25 for the first 4 seasons, except for the last one, which barely cracked the list. The show started to become overrated and was somewhat not the same anymore. People were saying, wow, Seinfeld is so good. I was like, duh, by the 8th season. The show grew worse as everybody, including New York City, ate it up and thought it was the greatest thing ever since sliced bread. Brandon Tartikoff, who was probably the most important figure at NBC, personally feared that the show might be too Jewish to New York. I agree with him on both counts, but feel more strongly for the latter, which would be too pronounced during the last 3 or 4 seasons. As for season 1, it's unfortunately not that great because the comedy is often inconsistent, although Jerry's stand-up routine is quite good. I like to think of this season as everybody's finding his way to see what works and what doesn't work. Here's my analysis for some of the following episodes. The Seinfeld Chronicles. NBC decided to cancel the show after a test audience reacted extremely negative to his pilot episode. Imagine that, because many trademarks used are still applied in subsequent episodes for much of the series' existence. Of course, the X's changed their minds. In the meanwhile, I find it funny that when Kessler renamed Kramer after this episode, prophetically said that he was that close to being a lawyer, as demonstrated by his thumb and forefinger, because Michael Richards in 1997 faked his way to being one in trial and error. Speaking of Michael Richards, let's look back at his movie career. I remember how stupid his physical comedy was and how lame he looked doing it. When Michael became Kramer and played it to perfection, he earned the title for being the greatest TV character ever, albeit heavy, reminding me of Ed Norton in The Honeymooners. Jerry Seinfeld couldn't have said it better when he described Kramer as either a valueless lump of refuse or an incredible Zen master. Anyway, where did Kramer get the money to sustain his life without ever working for so long? During the audition, Tony Salvo almost won the part of Kramer, but it's almost a good thing that he did not, because I can't see him playing Kramer. Thankfully, he became Antonio, the cabbie driver in Wings, and was very funny. The Stakeout. Julia Louis-Dreyfus makes her first appearance as Elaine Benny's after replacing Lee Garlington as the waitress. Believe it or not, this was the best move ever for the show. Male bonding. This is the only episode which looks old, as it's the second ever shot in the history of Seinfeld, whose title doesn't begin with the article "the." Kevin Dunn guest stars. Thank you so much for taking a look into my review of Seinfeld Season 1. Please come back for more reviews for the following seasons. And if you have any requests, please let me know and I'll make a review. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.